Welcome back to the podcast. My whole business career, my whole coaching career has been spent helping women build their rich lives. Rich life is something I talk about a lot. And what it basically means is living your best life. It's not putting everything on hold and being miserable until you can get a holiday in the summer. It's not the big events, it's the day to day. It is being excited to get up and get on with the things in your day, being happy with the things in your day. Like for some people, rich life will be being able to pick their kids up from school. For others, it'll be going out a 5K run. For some people, it will be earn enough money that they can take their parents on holiday. Everybody's rich life is different, but rich life at the end of the day is whatever makes you happy in the day to day with just the mundane everyday tasks. So my entire business career has been spent helping women build their rich lives, whether that be through their fitness and their wellness, or whether it is through building a business that they love and that creates their rich life. I work with 99.9% women, and it is busy women. It is women that have got a lot to do, and it's ambitious women with big goals. This is very much true for the women I work with building businesses, and also the women that I work with in their fitness and their wellness and their health journeys. All of these women, the successful women, have very similar habits. And I've identified a couple of really common habits of successful women. So I'm going to tell you what the most common habits I see for women that achieve their goals are. Now, if you don't like motivational quotes, you're probably not going to have a good time at this episode because I love a motivational quote. And there's probably going to be quite a few of them woven in to me telling you about these habits. But the first habit that I see of successful women is they don't put it off until tomorrow, until next week, until next month, or until next year. They just start. One of the biggest obstacles that I hear for anyone starting anything new, whether it be building a business or whether it be a fitness journey, is I'm too busy. Once things quieten down and I've got more time, then I can dedicate myself to XYZ goal. Ask yourself, has there been a time in the last, let's just say 5 years, has there been a time in the last 5 years that you've been like, wow, I'm totally not busy and I have got hundreds of time. I don't really have anything on. I'm going to guess the answer to that was no, because every woman I have ever worked with has been busy. There's always stuff to do. And even when you're like, do you know what? See, once work quietens down a wee bit, see, once I've been on all of these hen weekends, see, once the summer's over, once the schools go back, there's always something else. Once you move house, once whatever it is, there's always going to be something that you're like, do you know what? Later, I will be less busy. Absolute spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You're not going to be less busy because that's just life. So you need to learn to work on your goals while you're busy because these obstacles are going to keep coming up. And the most successful women I work with are just like, do you know what? Let's just start. And they do not put off starting working on their goals until they think I'll be less busy and I can get everything just perfect because they know from past experiences perfect doesn't exist. There's always going to be hurdles, there's always going to be obstacles, there's always going to be more stuff to do. So they're like, do you know what? Let's just start on this. I'll do what I can, I'll get the bits done that I can get done. The things that I can't get done, fine, I'll come back to them another time. But let's just start going down this road. Let's just make a start on these goals. So if you're sitting there thinking, do you know what? See, in January, new year, new start, the winter will be almost over, school holidays will be over, Christmas will be over. I will be in a better headspace and I will be ready then to start. Ready isn't a feeling, ready is a decision. You just have to decide you're ready and just go for it, knowing that obstacles will still get in your way, challenges will still come up. And the thing is, the reason that perfect doesn't exist is no one ever has weeks or months where there are no challenges. But even if you cannot tick 100% of the boxes, to get to that goal you want to get to. What if you can tick 50? What if you can tick just half of the amount of boxes that you need to tick to get closer to that goal? Would you not rather be ticking 50% of the boxes, therefore getting closer to the goal? Or would you rather just be sitting here still thinking about it and still talking about it? Just now, while recording this, it's October. The most successful women I have ever worked with, and I cannot stress this to you enough, start now. They do not put stuff off until January. And there's a huge reason for this, because the people starting now, when winter's starting, when Christmas is coming up, when it's coming up to the end of the year, when everybody's motivation is just that wee bit lower, the people that start now are the people that are seriously invested in their goals. And it is the women that are like, do you know what? I'm not going to get everything done, but I will just do what I can. Years, like 15 years of coaching and working with women with big goals, I can 100% guarantee you the people who start in like October, November, December have dramatically much more long-term success than the people that start on the high of January. So just now, if you start at the most challenging time and start building in those habits, you start learning stuff, you start making small changes, you start taking those steps forward towards your goal. If you start now in October, November, December, you will have dramatically more long-term success than somebody that's kicked the can down the road until January. Habit number one of the most successful women I work with is they just start. They don't wait for the perfect time. They don't wait to be less busy. They don't wait until they can tick every single box. They just start now and just do what they can. The second most common habit I see in successful women, and I'm going to give you a motivational quote for this one, is they don't set themselves on fire to keep other people warm. And what this basically means is they don't do things to their own detriment, to their own disadvantage, in order to make sure everyone else is okay. Now, I know all of us have got people we need to look after. We have got things that we need to do, whether it be work things, family things. We do have responsibilities. And yeah, there's going to be times that you're going to need to give something up in order to help someone that's important to you, or something that's important in work, or something that's important in your business. But what these women do is not people please to the point that they're disadvantaging themselves constantly in order to make other people's lives easier or better. It is a really, really cheesy and cliche saying, but there is a reason on planes why you put your own oxygen mask on first. Because if you're gasping for breath and you're almost passing out with lack of oxygen, how in the world are you going to help anybody else? So actually, by you looking after you first, setting boundaries, saying no where you need to, you can look after everybody more, whether that be family members, whether it be clients, whether it be your job, no matter what it is. Do not sacrifice your own well-being, your own sanity, your own level of burnout in order to advantage other people. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, but I'm such a people pleaser. We're all people pleasers. Everybody wants everybody to be happy with them all the time. But it's just not realistic. You have got to look after yourself as a priority, as number one. And actually, by looking after yourself first and not agreeing to things and not saying yes to everything to the detriment of your own health, well-being, mindset, if you look after yourself first, you can do more for other people. And the whole people pleasing thing, there are so many times that, especially when it comes to women building businesses, when we talk about things like, for example, raising their prices, a lot of business owners are like, oh no, I can't, I don't want to do that, I don't want to increase my prices. Very rarely do clients not see the value in it, because if they're loving your service, if they're loving how much you're helping them, you're making a big impact on their life, they also want to see you being compensated fairly for that. And it's the same as mums going to the gym. Taking that 40 minutes for yourself, going to the gym, getting a bit of headspace, feeling better, looking after your health is a huge advantage to your family. So if you say, no, I'm not going to go to the gym because I don't want to have to leave the kids with my mum and dad for that extra 40 minutes, or I don't want to be away from the kids for that length of time, you going to the gym, looking after yourself, and doing something for you will make you a better and healthier parent, which advantages everybody else. So when it comes to people pleasing, look at it and be like, are you doing something nice for somebody? Like, say your mum says, going to pick me up at 10 o'clock in Glasgow. Ask you about if you don't live where I live, the Glasgow thing's not going to make sense to you. But say Glasgow's like, I don't know, 40-minute drive from me. So say my mum was to say, can you pick me up at 10 o'clock at night in Glasgow? Now I could be like, I would like to be in my bed at that time. No, I'm not setting myself on fire to keep you warm. No, I'm not picking you up. That's Don't be silly. Doing things like that, being helpful for other people, making a wee bit of sacrifice for the people that are important to you is still completely valid. But doing that to the extent that you burn yourself out and you do not look after yourself and you disadvantage yourself in the long term, that is setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. And successful women do not set themselves on fire to keep other people warm. Habit number 3 of the most successful women I work with: know that every time you say yes, it is a no to something else. Believe it or not, you cannot do absolutely everything all of the time without suffering any consequences. And what I'm not saying that women can't have it all. Women bloody we can't have it all. We can do whatever we bloody want. But you cannot do absolutely everything all of the time. There has got to be, at the risk of sounding like a very cliche personal trainer, there's got to be balance. You cannot burn the candle at both ends. You cannot say yes to absolutely everything. So save your yeses for things that you really want to do, that really help you get to your goal, and that really advantage you going forward in the long term. And everything you are saying yes to is filling up your capacity. It is taking your time. It is taking your energy. It is taking your brain space. It is taking everything from you, which is fine because that's what yeses do. But remember, you have got a finite amount of time, space, energy, all of that. You have got a finite amount of creativity, of buzz, of money, sadly. But everything you say yes to is a no to something else. So think about your yeses. If you are not excited about it, if it doesn't help you, if it is not something you are absolutely buzzing to do you want to say yes to it, knowing that a wee bit later down the line, there's going to be a no to something else because you've said yes to this thing. So don't go handing out all of your yeses all of the time, because everything you say yes to is a no to something else. And that very much links back to habit number 2 of don't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Constantly saying yes is building that fire. Don't continually say yes to everything, otherwise you'll get to a point of something you either need or want to do and you're just out of time, money, energy, whatever it is, and you'll have to say no to it. So every time you say yes to something, it's a no to something else. So be careful with your yeses. Think about, is this something that builds your rich life? Is this something, this yes that you're going to give out, is this something that sets your soul on fire? Does it fill your cup? Does it make you excited to be doing all of these things? And if it doesn't, it's a no then. So all of your yeses, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Habit number 4. The most successful women I work with do not wear busy as a badge of honour. And I think this is something that probably the media's got a lot to do with, and everybody's competing to be the busiest, and I'm just running there, here, there, and everywhere. And also, people don't want to be seen to be unproductive. And this is a big thing. People are like, I always should be doing something. But again, if you are always doing something, if you are always going places, if you're always working, if you're always training, if you're always running people here, there, and everywhere, if you're always saying yes to everything, you will run out of yeses. So when it comes to rest and self care, it doesn't have to be lying in a bath reading your Kindle, which, by the way, is actually my favourite type of self care. I love a bath. I go in a bath every single day, even in the summer. Even if it's 25 degrees outside, I'll still go in the bath. It is literally just, for me, the most relaxing thing, which is such a stereotypical self care thing, isn't it? But self care doesn't have to be lying in a bath. Self care is whatever gives you rest and refills your cup. So for some people, it will be going out hill walking. For some people, it'll be spending time with their dog. It'll be going for a coffee with your pal. You do not always have to be achieving things and doing things and ticking something else off your list. This is one of the biggest realizations I ever had in business. And actually, do you know what? It applies to life. It applies to my fitness journey. It applies to renovating my house. It applies to my business. The to-do list will never, ever end. So why are you absolutely running yourself into the ground trying to get the to-do list done? Because it will never end. As soon as you get some stuff ticked off that list, regardless of what the list is for, whether it's health, wellness, business, your house, whenever you get a good bit of that to-do list ticked off, there's going to be more stuff on the to-do list. The to-do list never ends. And actually, when you get to the point that you're like, oh, so this list is just continuously refilling, you can give yourself a bit of space and not constantly have to try to get to the end of it, because you will never get it clear. There's always going to be something else that comes up. So don't wear this busyness as a badge of honor. There's no prize for the busiest, most stressed, most overwhelmed woman in the world. I mean, genuinely, there is no prize for it. So why are you striving to be the busiest, most productive person that you possibly can be? I saw an Instagram post a couple of weeks ago that said, it was talking about rest and self-care versus being productive. And it said, being burnt out and overworked has a cost. All of those yeses have a cost. If you continually run yourself into the ground and you continually keep doing more and more and more, you will pay for that later. You're accruing a debt of burnout, of exhaustion, of stress. So the more you burn yourself out, the more you wear busy as a badge of honor, you're accruing a debt. However, rest and self-care and looking after yourself and taking time away from your business, taking time away from work, taking time away from the things that are stressing you out and making you busy and making you feel overwhelmed, taking time away from those things and looking after yourself more has a return on investment. You are investing in yourself, you're investing in your health, you're investing in your wellness, you're investing in your mindset. The rest and self-care is an investment. Wearing busy as a badge of honor and always trying to do more and more and more and never taking any time off and never letting yourself just be is accruing a debt which has got a cost later down the line. So if you have got to this point in the podcast, I want you to think about what your big goal is. And I know if you are listening to this podcast, you are an ambitious woman with big goals. So what is your biggest goal at this point? And how can you take these habits of just getting started, start now, with all of the successful women starting at this toughest point in the year when we're only 75 days away from January, how can you just start on that big goal that you've got, bearing in mind that you can say no to things to allow you to work on that goal, and that you do not have to say yes to everything, and that in pursuit of this goal, rest and looking after yourself, which is your greatest asset, has a return on investment. I would love to hear what your goals are for the rest of 2025 and how are you going to just start? What are you going to do today to get you on the way to that goal, because I can absolutely guarantee you so many successful women are looking at what's left of this year and being like, 75 days, tons of time. I'm going to smash out the rest of this year. So, how are you going to join them? Come and let me know how you are going to smash the rest of 2025 and what is the big goal that you are working on. You can reach out to me on Instagram at the Badass Rules or at Jules_AFM, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.